Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, January 18th, and we are live. It is the Brunch Gimmick. What a weekend. What a week it's been. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. This weekend, I've been watching a bunch of football yesterday. Feeling pretty good. I am still dealing over my beloved Philadelphia Eagles being eliminated last weekend. I was really sick with a cold, and that was painful to watch. So I'm still dealing with that. Sandy saying good evening from Germany. Sandy, who was live at the SmackDown last week. I don't know if you're at the Raw as well, but they're actually going to be in my neck of the woods this week. I'm debating going. I might go to Saturday night's main event, which will be here in Montreal this week. But Sandy was live in Germany for at least SmackDown. We got Zach saying good morning, happy National Winnie the Pooh Day. Winnie the Pooh, famously Canadian, was created by a Canadian. Well, that's great. Happy you had fun at SmackDown, Sandy. Yeah, yesterday, we're going to also be having Auntie Collins joining us in a few minutes. So we'll be popping on. We'll be talking Heated Rivalry. We'll be talking some AEW and the Smash Hit Heated Rivalry. And we'll be sort of like coming up with our own version of wrestling's version of Heated Rivalry as well. And obviously we'll be talking all the AEW news. But yeah, yesterday I was watching some football and I have thoughts. Especially over that Bills game, which ended there are a lot of Bills fans that follow me that I'm mutuals with. Like shout out Jose, Ella J, Puff the wrestler. All big Bills fans. And again, another year ends in tragedy as they cannot get out a divisional weekend. Despite all their offs being eliminated before that, all the quarterbacks that have given them nightmares the last few years. But I'm just going to say, personally, as somebody who has no skin in the game, definitely was an interception. That 100% was an interception. Like, either that's an incomplete pass because it's bouncing out, or it's an interception. I'm sorry, that was a pick. The second pass interference was definitely pass interference. Like, at the end of the day, your anger should be pointed at your GM for not fixing the holes in the team that he's had since last year. Everyone knew you're going to have problems at wide receiver. Like, it's the same problems as last year I knew this was going to happen all year. I at no point thought the Bills were going to be in the championship this year. Especially as the year went on, I saw the weaknesses in that team. And I honestly felt Denver was going to win that game from the very beginning. I honestly thought Denver's defense could play better than they did. They didn't. Bo Nix, who finished the game on a broken ankle, who played one play on a broken ankle, which was crazy because the last two plays, he had 2 plays left in the game, and he breaks his ankle, and now they're going with their backup quarterback in what is the semifinal in the AFC Championship game. But yeah, that Bills, it sucks if you're a Bills fan. Like, this is a team who has seen nothing but playoff tragedy over and over and over again. Famously, the 4 falls of Buffalo, the 4 straight years where they made the Super Bowl and 4 straight years they lost. But yeah, they like this loss. Were you at both, Sandy? This loss definitely more. I think the league, especially the NFL, tweeted like, you've got to feel for Josh Allen. Like, the league coddles Josh Allen so much. They like a little baby. They protect him, and how they talk. The difference between how they talk about him and how different talking heads, especially talk about Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson, is night and day. And he did not have a good game. He played bad. And for somebody who's a superstar player who's supposed to be able to will his team to the next round, he definitely stopped his team from going to the next round. But yeah, were you at both SmackDown and Raw? Yeah, I enjoyed SmackDown a little more than Raw, I think, this week. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. Yeah, I watched both. I watched the end of Raw. Oh, we have a quick run-in. Did not expect. But our own Big Bad Boris, host of Saturday Night Love and the Wednesday AEW Watch Along stream, popping in.
What's up, Laurence?
How you doing, Boris?
I'm doing well. What are we talking about?
Oh, I was just talking about the football games. I'm just waiting for Auntie Collins to pop in. She'll be hopping in a minute. She's walking her dog.
The Seahawks were a house of fire.
Yeah, they played a team that I honestly knew wasn't very good, and they're injured. But they definitely got an easier game because the Eagles were playing teams with one arm tied behind their back. Their offensive coordinator crippled them the entire back of the end of the season. But yes, we were going to talk about that in a second.
Do you want me to get out of here, or can I hang out?
You can hang out for a bit.
Okay.
If you want. But yes, I literally, one of my predictions from last week, and we're going to get into one of the predictions that actually came true in AEW. I'm like so far off my predictions for 2026. I just nailed one. But Kit Wilson,
been 18 days. Give yourself a break.
Kit Wilson, massive pop. That was so much fun to see. That whole walkout with the music and him drilling Matt Cardona and then fixing himself and then the music hitting again was perfect. I loved it. This dude's going to be a big star, and I think he's going to be a U.S. championship. But
I don't know who that is.
He's a member of Pretty Deadly in WWE and somebody who they actually gave a good theme song to.
I've heard the music is good on the social media.
They actually gave him a good pop song, and it works so well for his character. Like, the difference, the ability that does to help somebody. Like, I think he's going to end up being U.S. champion soon enough. Because of this overall package, and he's good in the ring because he is talented. But cool. Yes, my special guest today just arrived. Honestly, one of the best people on the internet. You know her from Collins on the Rocks. Somebody I truly, truly love and respect. Auntie Collins. Collins, how you doing?
I am tired.
Yeah, it is 8 a.m. your time because time zones suck so hard.
Yeah, time zones do suck. I wish that they didn't exist. I understand the necessity.
Yeah,
but it's early. It's 8 a.m.
9 o'clock. The day's half over. I don't know what you guys are complaining about.
What?
Yeah, he's in another. There's 3 different time zones going on right now.
Okay. Perfect.
It is 9 for him. It is 11 a.m. for me. I'm in the future.
Honestly, how's the future doing?
Yeah, don't spoil it for me.
It only gets worse, guys. It gets so bad in 2 hours. So bad.
Perfect.
You know, the way the world is right now, I actually would believe that.
How you doing, Collins?
I'm good. So also my brain delay is also because I worked a convention this weekend.
Oof, how was that?
So, exhausting. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's still going on, but I decided, okay, if you don't need me on Sunday, I'm gonna leave, and I did. But it's like it's a really cool convention going on here in the Seattle area, called FatCon. So it's basically body positivity. They had like a whole lot of really big retailers that would come in to kind of do some of these workshops. So there was a gym that did like powerlifting, and some burlesque talent that came in. Big Fig was a mattress company that came in and did a panel. It was just like really cool to see people come in from all over to basically celebrate body positivity and how to kind of change the world in that. So, and it's very different than wrestling because, you know, there's few and far between of really big meaty men or really big meaty women in wrestling. But it was such a great conversation to be having with people. But I'm a little bit tired, you know?
I get it. I do not blame you for like taking a nap in the middle of this.
Yeah. That's kind of,
that's fair.
I mean, I'm not going to do it right here because I feel like people might be into that, you know?
Yeah, that is a premium service. We'd have to charge.
Pay extra for that.
Yeah. We know the weirdos in this chat. I will bury my chat in a second.
I'm so glad that because I've been on the Love Wrestling channel with the friends over at Between Two Beards, and y'all get wild. So what should I expect? You know?
But also, before we get into the Heated Rivalry stuff, we also have Boris on here who hosts our Wednesday watch along for AEW. Very big week for AEW, especially with signings this week. Like both sides, like they had one person leave, but they brought in, like, if you count them all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 re-signed Amanada, like all in one go, which like them bringing in, for those who don't know, Busta and the Brain, Jordan Oliver and Alec Price, who are like legitimately two of the like long time beloved, like it's weird because they're incredibly young, but have been doing it so long that like everyone's been like one of these people getting signed, and bringing in the entirety of the Rascals and signing Zeta Steel to a contract. How do you think the like 2026 so far looks for AEW, Collins? And then you, Boris, too, as well.
Well, I mean, we already kind of saw at the end of 2025 how many people are either wanting to do part-time status or take some time off to heal some injuries. There are some vacancies. While it is a very packed roster right now, we're going to be seeing a lot of contention for those mid-card titles, right? So we already have this national title, which being held by the dastardly Ricochet, he's going to need some good baby faces to kind of counteract him. We are going to have to see where this continental title, if it's only it's my biggest issue.
I still don't know how the damn thing works.
I don't understand why we unified it just to pull it apart. But
exactly.
It's one of those things of, okay, now that we've done that, what are you going to do with that, Tony Khan? And also the TNT title. Are we going to reignite that? Because 2025 had a lot of different champions, and it's no fault to Adam Cole. We were using 2025 to be elevating Kyle Fletcher. So what are we going to do with 2026? We have a lot of people that could go for that. And Zeta Steel being in the mix now with everything in the women's division, and now we have these tag titles. I feel like it's going to pull some of our more known signings and really leave that TBS title, now that it's off someone who didn't really defend it, although I love Mercedes Moné. I'm really hoping that really leaves a clear path for some specific wrestlers who I think need TV time Athena. Aminata.
Wow, they're coming down with the cold. Jeez, that happens a lot when people talk about the women's division. That suddenly they start.
I feel like they give us so many crumbs for the women's division, and they go, "Look, we provided these things," and it's like you literally have stone cold talent. I mean, I'm so glad that Lady Frost finally showed up on TV, but she's been cooking out on the bench, hanging out at other promotions. Why do you not think that she's talented? Because we all know she's very talented. We all know that Athena has been holding that Ring of Honor Women's Championship for so long. That also needs to be.
Yeah.
Now that we've done all the things, let's start making gravy, or figure out where to allocate people. So I love when there's new signings, because it means this versus Mercedes, this versus Athena, this versus Willow, this versus Megan Bayne. Like, okay, we have a dream list. Now let's activate it, right?
Yeah. Boris, how are you feeling about the signings, especially like you're a big GCW fan, so you know Jordan Oliver and Alec Price well. How are you feeling about everything?
First of all, there's too many titles in AEW. There's so many titles in AEW. I think I might have one.
Super happy as people in the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
Also true. Super happy for Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. I would season them in Ring of Honor for a while first before I start putting them on TV. Not to say they're not like TV ready per se, but I mean, let's not rush it. There's no reason to. I think the Rascals can slot right in right away, and they did a really solid promo on Collision last night explaining how they can slot into singles tags and the trios titles, which shouldn't be a thing. So yeah, there's a lot of upside on those guys, and I'm excited to see where it all goes. Quick side note, everybody was bagging on that TNA show, and I didn't think it was as bad as everybody was saying. Yes, there was a lot of filler because they had to, because of visa issues. I think WWE pulled the dick move and took the guy whose name I can't remember because I get hit in the head a lot away from them for their big AMC
Leon
debut.
Slater.
That's his name.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that I don't know what song we're talking about, but I didn't think that show was as big of a dud as they thought, other than who decided to put Dixie Carter on TV needs to be fired. But no, AEW, I think those guys are all going to slot in really well. I don't think we need to rush Jordan Oliver and Alec Price, let them season a bit. And I think there's a lot of upside on those guys. And I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah. Like the general feeling too is that potentially they are building up their ROH show to potentially compete against TNA. Or at least as that, like, to get a, like, potentially in 2026, they finally get their TV deal done, which we've heard now for a few years.
Yeah, that's been a running gag.
Yeah, like, that's why we put the title on Jericho. We're getting that TV deal. It's imminent.
Twice.
Oh, yes. Do you not remember, Collins?
No.
When ROH was at its prime. When ROH was at its prime.
Twice. We had actual people being built up like Shane Taylor, and they went, no.
Oh,
that's what I want in 2026 is Shane Taylor as champion. But and
I think they're doing wrong with Kyle Fletcher. It's way too 50-50. Either pull the trigger or don't, because it's wishy-washy 50-50 booking for him. And if he's going to be the star that you guys want him to be, I think they really need to pull the trigger and move him and move him up.
Yeah, I think
it makes me wonder if they're waiting for Will Ospreay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, I think they're just waiting for like the summer when Ospreay is going to be back to get that. Like, he's sort of like in a holding pattern. I think by the end of the year, he potentially, like, one of my predictions, like I said last week for 2026 for AEW, was that he's going to end the year as champion, as heavyweight champion. Like, I think like they are going to pull the plug on him by the end of the year. Like, I think like that's major reason why they took the title off him, took the TBS title off him. It's because like I think they're ready to move him to the next level.
And they've got Australia shows coming up.
Yeah,
in the not too distant future.
But also, Boris, you mentioned Collision last night, ending with both the
I'm in the middle of it, so don't spoil it. No, I already know what happens.
Yeah, you already know. It was a pre-tape show. The results have been out for a while. And you watched his stream last night, and he was talking about it. Like, I saw you.
I literally popped in. I literally popped in at the end of SNL, which, by the way, was a super fun episode. Go watch it on demand. Just to say hi, and then popped right out again because I was tired and had to go to bed because I'm an old man.
But Jet Speed and Hangman Adam Page winning the Trios Championship, which makes, and I did my research on this to make sure because I was wondering, Speedball becomes the first Quebecois champion in AEW and the first non-binary champion.
Fabulous.
Absolutely.
How did they explain the Hobbs thing?
They had it was a time, technically he could have pulled the WCW thing if they called him up immediately and flew him out to Europe, because the SmackDown was in Germany, and he was pre-taped on Wednesday. If his contract was truly up at midnight on Wednesday, he could have technically done SmackDown on Friday, and then the pre-taped Collision would have had him on AEW the next day as well.
Did Hobbs work taping? He did. Okay, sure. Like I said, I'm in the middle of it, so I haven't seen the match yet.
Yeah, they pre-taped it after Wednesday.
Yeah,
I believe after the show Wednesday. So, Hobbs was the one that actually ate the pin. So it was also his swan song. It was his swan song as well as he. That was like the one loss for AEW, which I feel bad for noted meme Alex Lajas, Queen of the Ring, losing Powerhouse Hobbs to WWE. Like, how do you feel about that, Collins?
Losing Will Hobbs, because we watched him come in during the era of pandemic, right? Yeah. We watched him come in at Daly's Place, a very different looking human, and he has very much changed his wrestling from very steady mid-carder, which would have been a fine get to him, to now he looks like he could be in the main event. He is going from big fish in big pond to very little fish in big pond, because WWE has a bunch of people who also look like him.
Yeah.
So his moveset will have him stick out a little bit more, but you're going to be seeing the JC Mateo be very comparable and see how they've kind of dealt that. But also, depending on which brand, if they are wanting to shoot him on SmackDown, that might be a great place for him to be. Yeah. But his theme is never going to be as good as his AEW one. That's like the other loss in me, because I think that his theme is one of the best themes in AEW.
Powerhouse.
Powerhouse.
Well, you guys put a lot of stock in theme music. I couldn't pick Will Hobbs theme music. If you played me 10 songs and said pick Will Hobbs theme music, I couldn't do it.
Really? Okay.
I'm an entrance am I the only one? Though. I got shit to do.
I also listen to it while I'm working out. It's like there are specific themes, like Jamie Hayter's theme, like Kenny Omega's theme, like Bryan Danielson's theme, that when I'm in the middle of a set, then I'm like, I can't get through this, and I want to just beef through it. I'll throw those on, and I just like, it's manifestation in your brain. You hear Powerhouse Hobbs music, and he's like, he's no bitch. So, sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, you're allowed to curse.
It's a little too early for that. But
I used to do that back when I cared about my body. I used to do that when I worked out with Aleister Black's NXT theme. I used to put that on repeat.
Excellent song to put on. But truly, like, it is. I really love everything that AEW has music-wise. I feel like they are a little bit, unless you have an idea or a concept in your brain, it might sound a little bit more generic. We've seen some talent come in that have a little bit more generic themes, but I don't know. WWE is hit or miss with themes these days. But you were talking about Kid Wilson and that theme. You mentioned mid-match, just strutting out to the music. So that's just, I don't know. It depends on how the crowd is gonna to handle it, and I I'm not saying that WWE's crowd is not as knowledgeable about wrestling, but I worry how Will Hobbs will translate. But he's a star anywhere he goes, so it'll just be a matter of time.
That he's somebody who you immediately look like and like, oh, he's got it. Like he just has that look of a star where like that is a leg up immediately. Like he doesn't need much packaging or anything. And like at the end of the day, good for him. Like he is going to a place where he like both the money's probably comparable and like it's also the opportunity for him where like it was sort of stagnating for him in AEW. They sort of kept him in this one spot, which granted, like still a great, I love the ops. Like those are 3 dudes I love that made so much sense together, or 4 dudes with the Hook. Like everyone just made sense. Like that was the perfect group. But like, he sees himself as a heavyweight champion, like level performer. And like if WWE's the best shot for him, good for him.
His match against Hangman, right? That was only a couple weeks ago. And I think that further proved that he is at that level and can compete at that level. Although that one bounce on the outside of the ring, I screamed. And y'all know what I mean. Yeah. If you've seen it. Just the way he bounced, it was that looked like it hurt a little bit.
Draw my prediction?
Yeah.
First of all, don't watch WWE and couldn't care less. Part 2, within the next 16 months, Will Hobbs will be back in AEW. That's my prediction.
Ooh.
Depending how long his contract
write this down, mark it. 9:26 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on January 18th, 2026. Laurence said that. So I'm either going to be the dumbest man alive or the smartest man alive. And I think we both know the answer.
Honestly, not a terrible bet because Triple H doesn't have the best record of booking big dudes. So, like, especially if he goes right up to the main roster, like, it's one of those things where, like, NXT doesn't, like, he doesn't need NXT. NXT would need him. But, like, he would also fit in, like, he's obviously a main roster, like, big star off rip type dude. Like, they definitely they got somebody very good who could fit in very well with them if they use him properly. But again, Triple H's history, at the end, that's why it's great having multiple companies. Is now we're seeing more and more people bouncing backwards and forwards. It's not even like necessarily to get the bigger paycheck. The potentially Will Hobbs is better opportunities to further your career, like or build your brand as well.
It didn't seem that long ago that Cody went from AEW to WWE. And it felt so, oh my gosh, so scandalous. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And now it's just the way of the business. And people come back and forth. And I know that Andrade is a little bit of a joke for people. But I think in the grand scheme of things, it's really showing what the business is capable of and how much freaking talent there is out there. I mean, it's insane. And the business is ever rotating because people do get injured or they have to take time off or they have to do whatever. But I do know about WWE.
Auntie Collins, I know this is absolutely not the polite thing to do, but I'm going to ask you how old you are. And I know that's not polite, but there's a reason. There's a method to my madness. I know that's incredibly rude, and I mean, honestly, no disrespect, but just I want to make a point.
I was born in the 80s, so I am 37.
Okay, so you're okay. And Laurence?
36. I turned 36 last
because
week.
This is what it was like back in the 90s with the WWF WCW thing, and it made and again, Auntie Collins, this is me virtually meeting you for the first time, and I meant no disrespect for that. I just wanted a frame of reference.
It's okay.
This is what it made it super fun, especially because the internet was kind of in its infancy back then, so you were able to keep a secret, and I think the younger next generation of wrestling fans are starting to get a taste of kind of what that's like, and it's kind of fun to see who's going to show up where and stuff like that. So
I do
make it a lot of fun.
Yeah, I do think it was a missed opportunity to not immediately fly him out to England and have him somehow do both shows in 1 week. do like sandwich, be on AEW the next day on a pre-tape.
Well, like when Rick Rude was on Raw Nitro the same night, I was like, what the F is going on here?
Yeah. Oh.
But definitely a big, like, I want to be clearly probably going to show up around the Royal Rumble or at the Royal Rumble. Will Hobbs. So best of luck to him. But the other
who shows up first, him or Jericho?
It depends the order of the. Like I think if they're not having Jericho debut in Montreal, like the week before, because like they do have a long flight to take, and those flight logs get leaked.
Yeah, that's true. That's very
true. So like I wouldn't be surprised they debut and announce that Jericho shows up in Montreal at some point during like Saturday's main event or SmackDown. But I think he's either going to be a pick of the Royal Rumble, and like next week they're going to show up and just announce, or like at least do a package teasing him.
I do miss a genuine shock at the Royal Rumble. I mean, I am probably one of the biggest Edge fans. I had heard rumblings, but in my brain, no way. Yeah. We had just seen him a couple months ago at SummerSlam, doing that bit in the ring, doing a little spear action. And it was like, okay, it's possible. But him coming out at 21 and you hear it. What I love is that there was a little bit of a delay and I was like, okay, what's happening? And then you hear you think you know me, and it's like, excuse me, immediate tears. And I was watching it.
That was a moment.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't, would they do that with Jericho though?
No, I think so, but like, I don't know. Like, I think they're going to do the count, even though like everyone's sort of expecting at this point. I still think it's going to get a big pop out of that crowd. Especially like the Saudi crowd, that's like the people running it, which say what you will about like it's not great, but they still don't know the difference that the Attitude Era is over. So
when Yokozuna's music hits at the Rumble, it's gonna be fire.
That they will be super excited when Jericho shows up. Like it is definitely for the people financing them,
right?
But, like. Not going to understand why he's so old and his body desperately wants him to be retired. Like that is a man that's got like a year left.
Chris Jericho though is going to keep posting those very grainy selfies shirtless on the interwebs for sure.
I should start doing that.
Honestly, I always joke with myself. I'm not body shaming him, but it is just part of his persona that I think that he would do it up until like he goes to like a nursing home or, he's so rich. I don't think that would happen. But like, even if he was like in a walker, even if he was like in a mobility scooter, whatever, he's just ripping his shirt off. And there's Jericho posting a shirtless selfie on his birthday.
There was that one time where NBA Twitter just body shamed the hell out of Jericho because TBS followed like the basketball game.
Yeah, the basketball
game. And it was like the jokes were so good though that it was so like and it was people who had not seen him since the like early 2000s.
Right, but like I don't think that he's ever looked.
No, he's
bad.
Been more or less in shape.
But more or less in shape, but
especially for his age, especially
But I think that the icing on the cake is he went for that lion salt, and you could do a move a million times, and then the one time you do it on TV while the red light's on, they were not very kind.
Yeah, but the other reason I wanted Collins here is. Like weekend of my birthday, I finally watched Heated Rivalry because that is for people who don't know. At this point, the majority of Canada's export is Heated Rivalry. It is funding our economy in this era of getting tariffed. It is the majority of our economy now,
Did you get your heated rivalry check? I got mine yesterday.
Yeah, thank you, Ilya, for that good money.
No, I'm going to say my 2 cents about this. I want to say my 2 cents about this, and then I'll get out of here so you guys can have your time. I didn't realize you had a guest, Laurence, so I apologize.
Oh, no, it's all good.
I'm just going to help you out. I haven't watched Heated Rivalry just because when things get overhyped to me, I tend to like avoid them just because I'm like Indian cool, which is code word for loser. But I may check it out. I may not. I'm not sure. Apparently, it's really good. People are, I just, when things get hyped up to the point where, like I didn't watch The Matrix for like 40 years. And then I watched it like a month ago and I was like, this fucking movie sucks. Anyway, it was awful.
The sequels get worse. I
felt the same thing about Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched that. I was like, what a piece of shit this is. Anyway. Oh yeah, I'm grumpy. Also that movie where Robert Downey Jr. did blackface. What was that called? Tropic Thunder? I turned it off halfway through. That movie was so bad. Anyway, my heated rivalry, and then I'll get out of here.
Yeah.
CM Punk and Jack Perry.
Okay. I love that.
Right? Not bad, right?
I really like that.
All right. Thanks, guys. Sorry, Laurence.
Thank you, Boris. Boris, you're on LPW next week, right? Doing commentary, LPW.
We got 3 shows next week. Thursday night, the big Friday night show, and then Sunday we're at the big house. I'll be back Wednesday night for the AEW Dynamite Watch Along. Go to our Twitch channel and watch last night's Saturday Night Love. We watched a whole bunch of super weird stuff from Japan. Super, super, super fun. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Auntie Collins, nice to meet you. And
nice meeting you.
Let's go watch football.
Yep. Have fun.
Listen, my team already won last night, so.
Yeah, I was about to tell you, you're a Seattle girl.
Yeah.
They put the beating on the 49ers, and thank you for that, because you also eliminated one of the 2 Bosa brothers who are terrible people with real bad politics. The one who put on the MAGA hat after the regular season game last year, then lost every game afterwards.
It was fantastic. So the convention that I was working at was across the stadium.
Oh.
So we were at the Embassy Suites across the stadium. Oh, those are my dogs.
I'd assume that's not your husband.
No, that's not my husband. No.
Just really convincing dog.
Hey guys. But yeah, it was literally across the stadium. So while we were finishing a panel, I headed my way like to the downstairs area, and it is such joy when Seattle does well, because when we do bad, it's we don't talk about it, right? We go on to the next, whatever is going on. But they had flat screen TVs up in windows, so people were standing outside and watching it in the streets.
How's the weather out there right now?
So it was actually the last 2 days have been beautiful weather after having 2.5 weeks of just rain.
Yeah.
Right. And we just had some major flooding, but the sun has come out. It's been beautiful, brilliant. Do you like orca whales?
I do.
So we've been this is also a Pacific Northwest thing. Yeah. Is we've been tracking the patterns of a couple of the orcapods around here. And let me show you.
Oh my God.
I hope it'll focus. Literally from the view of our suite. Right?
Yeah.
And we saw this little seal out here. This is like the magic of Seattle. Jeez. Right? You have a little ferry boat, and it's just so nice. Such a privilege to live here. But having a year where the Mariners almost go to the World Series, and now we're doing well again in the playoffs for the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been a little bit more successful than the Mariners, but it is such joy to see us not be the laughingstock of every division.
Like, I got to watch my football team win last year, and you guys did the favor of eliminating the team that beat us last week and embarrassing them so thoroughly because they were so cocky. They were talking so much shit.
I know. But there's also been like that heated rivalry between the 49ers and Seattle. And I'll tell you, back when I was dating and on dating apps, there was this guy that had almost everything. And I realized, you're a 49ers fan.
Ooh.
I can't bring you home.
Can't bring a sorry retriever like Crabtree.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My stepdad would he would have words. He would have words. So.
But yes, speaking of heated rivalry, like, how did you, especially as somebody who's American, like, it came out first in Canada, and like I've been seeing ads for this for a while. It's like a good part of last year, and been hearing about it, and like then I start hearing Americans talk about it. I'm like, is this a Crave show? When does this happen? Like, it's so weird seeing a Canadian show start to make it big. But like, when did you start hearing about it? And especially for you, like, what was the impact it had on you?
So I spent a lot of my time on TikTok, and I'm part of Book Talk. I see a lot of Book Talk videos. And last year I got a Kindle for myself for Christmas. And so I go on a lot of work trips, and I ended up going to All In Texas, and needed to download some books, some easy reads, because no one wants a thick read on a 4-hour flight. So I downloaded these books, these hockey books, and I love hockey. I love any sports romance, because there's a whole genre of whatever sport you like, there is a romance story for. And I like to find more queer artists, or a lot of queer authors, queer stories. And I thought it was kind of a big FU to the state of Texas to be like, you know what? I'm only going to download a bunch of queer romance stories. You know, kind of, that was just my feeling about Texas at the time.
You know, Ted Cruz feels that every time. Just like wakes up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat. Oh no, somebody went a queer author. No.
Yeah.
My power is draining.
Exactly. But because the Dallas-Fort Worth airport is the way that it is, that weekend there happened to be a lot of flight delays and things going on. So I ended up finishing 3 of the books that weekend. And I go, oh my God. So I immediately went on TikTok, and I found a bunch of like other people talking about these books, the Game Changer book, the Heated Rivalry, and the Long Game, which is the 6th book. I had no idea about book 4 or 3, 4, and 5. So I'm over here going, okay, I need to buy these immediately. So you go to the Kindle store, you're buying them, whatever.
Yeah.
And there is just, once it gets on your algorithm, TikTok just keeps going, oh, you like more of this content? Let's keep showing you it. And so when I heard that it was going to be a show, it was probably like October. I was like, oh, it's actually coming out. And then it's only on Crave. And so I'm like, how do I get a Crave subscription?
Yeah.
You could only live in Canada. Like, I can't even use a VPN. Like, I can't even pay for it with my US American dollars. So I was like, okay.
I could own Crave. I could own the company. I could own Belgium with 50 American dollars right now.
Yeah. So I went on Reddit, and I was like, are other people like also like, how are they all? Because that's also how I try to figure out anything. I don't Google anything anymore. I just go to Reddit, because there's someone smarter who's already come across a situation before. So there was a whole thread of people going, I will PayPal you, because PayPal you can do with Canada. I will PayPal you, and you send me a Crave gift card so that I could pay for a Crave subscription with my VPN. And I was trying to figure out, okay, should I try to do this? And then it was announced later, right in mid-November, that HBO was going to pick it up.
Yeah.
And I even joked, because I'm not that far from Vancouver.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just go to a hotel and like stay there for a couple days.
I need that Heated Rivalry.
Yeah, I need that, because I at least was thinking about it for the premiere, because like that would have been a really good like moment for myself. And then like, okay, once it comes to the US, or I'll figure out how to pirate it. Once it came to the US, then it's like, okay, that solves it for me. And my friend Jose on the air.
Yeah.
We've been chatting about it before the show even debuted, going, you read this, right? Okay. We both love reading books. We've both, been going back and forth, finding out who is being cast. I started following them on all social media, because I'm like, okay, knowing how the US has canceled a lot of my queer shows.
Yeah.
This is probably only going to be
100% by accident and not at all deliberate. Cowards.
Oh, I think it's the butts that literally erupted in America, because honestly, they see butts and there's no peen. You know what I mean? Like there's no like full frontal nudity, not even women. It's only butts.
Butts, yeah.
And honestly, I kind of gagged by But it is such joy for me, because I came out 20 years ago as a teenager, not knowing, not understanding what it all means, and really suppressing a lot of my queerness, because I was also stuck in the Christian church. I was on a basketball team, and you have to be kind of DL, which is down low, about your, who you love. And I'm not a professional athlete, but I have seen people come out, and then where did they go? Oh, their parents took them out of school, or they took them out of the situation, or they got kicked out because whatever. Yeah. And you just kind of learn to code switch. You kind of learn survival skills to get you by. And I think the show really did a great job of identifying that, while also being really steamy and really hot. There is that element of, for my safety and your safety, we have to keep this between us. Yeah. And it is part of the excitement. It is part of the joy. But I'm also old enough to know that a lot of queer stories that have come out, even just 20, 25 years ago, when I was first trying to figure out what all of this meant, and they all surrounded tragedy and death. Yeah. And this didn't. While sad, while very human experiences, there's not a mention of the AIDS epidemic. Like there wasn't, no one was killed for their identity. It was just very real emotions that we all kind of feel in all of our relationships, but also the element of hiding who you are for the safety of yourself. So
I definitely think that the show does a good job of, like, especially to the, like, it's very funny watching like other straight people like me watching it and reacting to it, and how a lot of other dudes, like, for the first time, like I always say, a lot of people are fine with gay people till they're gay around them, and then they start acting weird, and like there's almost the caricature of the like best friend gay, like queer person, like, and like it is fun to see like this show breaking down and sort of like humanize it, and to like just show like, oh yeah, they're in relationships just like us, have relationship issues a lot like we do, like trying to figure something out while being in this, like, especially the for those who don't know, like the premise of the series is the two biggest stars in hockey like basically fall in love with each other over time, over like the like I think it's like 5-6 years, 8 years.
It's about 8 years.
8 years, yeah. Where like their relationship develops. At first it was like just hooking up, and then they realize their like true feelings for each other over time, and their feelings deepen, as well as being the two biggest hockey stars in the world, which is like one of the things that, like, there are things as somebody who's like a massive sports fan that I like take, like there is, especially being in Canada, when he does visit this cottage and he flies out, there is no way there would not be news cameras there. And like, I swear to God, last summer,
they don't exist. No.
The like number one draft pick, like one of our biggest stars who had been playing in Russia, was coming to Montreal like a few weeks before the play. Like they managed to get him early to the NHL, Demidov, and people were tracking his plane, and they were like, when he was coming.
Yeah,
like, that was like one of the things where it's like, as a sports fan, I'm like, there is no way he would have been able to, like, somebody in that Ottawa airport would have been like, why is like Ilya here? Is he going to Ottawa? Is he siding with Ottawa?
It is funny. I mean, it's supposed to be, I mean, that period of time is supposed to be 2017, but a lot of the same technologies existed then than they do now. So it really doesn't make it, like, it's not like, oh, maybe people just didn't have cell phones. No, people really did have cell phones. But for me, it was like, I wonder how Canada is, because I've never lived in Canada. I've only visited Canada. And I'm not a famous hockey player. No one was waiting at the terminals. But if I see how people are at the airports, at hotels for wrestling talent, I mean, come on.
But like, also, like, what I also love about it is the creator who like also did a movie about he based a horror movie called Good Neighbors with Jay Baruchel. It was originally called NDG, which is the neighborhood I'm from. Like, I think they work in that. Like, he knows Montreal, and he put in a weird Easter egg, which I'm like, I also double checked my brother. I'm like, I'm not wrong about this. Was when he starts dating the actress, where he's trying to figure out his sexuality, because Ilya is bisexual and he's trying to figure out where he is on the spectrum.
Right.
Like, she is in town to, they don't say the name, like they don't explicitly, but like it's their version of the X-Men. And I swear to God, that same like 2016, 17, that's when they were shooting X-Men Days of Future Past in Montreal. And I know that for a fact for two reasons. One, the cast at the Just for Laughs festival I go to did a live script reading. Like, a bunch of the cast members and like comedians too were in the cast of The Big Lebowski, and Michael Fassbender played the dude and came out in full costume. And one of my brother's best friends, his best man, at the time did a weekly trivia game at the pub, and like while he was like looking up, but like still like writing the game, and it's like sort of a dark pub. Looking up, like, that lady looks like Jennifer Lawrence. And then goes back to it, and then he checks the cards that she signed. I was like, oh my God, that was Jennifer Lawrence playing my pub trivia game.
Oh my God. That is insane. Have you worked in the service industry before?
I've worked in grocery stores pretty much my whole life. So I've never like worked at a bar or anything.
Yeah. So, I mean, I worked as a bartender, and I worked at Starbucks for a number of years. But it's always so like, wait a minute, is that, oh my God, don't make a big deal about it, don't do it. And then, you know, my old Starbucks when I lived in Pittsburgh was frequented by a lot of hockey players because we were near where the Penguins would play. And often it would be like, don't make a big deal, but you can see them because they are visibly bigger than everyone else. So it's like seeing athletes in the wild is like,
so
you have to, you're big. Why are you big?
Like, my store that I work at now is a weird little, like, you wouldn't expect it from its location, but like a weird celebrity hotspot where like Sami Zayn lives in the area. So like whenever he's in town, I see like his wife, like literally I was walking home from work one time and I was wearing the like Sammy for Serious shirt, and his wife from across the street saw it, pointed it out, and ran up to me. Like she's the sweetest person. Like Kevin Owens, I've ran into both Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch because Sammy's favorite coffee shop is across the street, so he definitely gave him that recommendation. And like the former premier who everyone hates for different reasons. Was like basically our governor for Americans. Like during the pandemic, started shopping at our store.
Oh my god!
Like weirdly, Sami Zayn is at least in Quebec, would have been the second most famous person to shop at my store with the stage name Sammy, because the comedian Sugar Sammy also shops there, and he's like a massive star here.
Oh my gosh!
But yeah,
see, I've never been to Quebec. It's pronounced Quebec, right? Not Quebec.
Yeah.
Like Americans like to butcher things, you know.
Yeah. What I loved about the show was the acting is amazing. Like everyone's talking about like his Russian accent, learning he gives a monologue where he's just unloading on his partner on Hollander and like completely in Russian, and like to nail that was absolutely insane. Like that fully, like, man, that is one of like the best things I've seen this year. And it sucks that they won't be able to win like an Emmy Award because it's a Canadian series.
I know. I have a friend who is Russian that I went to college with, and I had messaged them the clip, and I said, I would like your opinion about this person in this monologue. And they said that it's clear that they're like this is their second
American
language.
Yeah.
But it was like the nuanced way that they said specific words that it shows that they have really taken the time to pronounce things. And they were like, yeah, so they must have like, you know, grew up in a Russian household or had Russian family members. And it's like, no, this person learned it in literally like a couple weeks.
Yeah, because of Canadian budget constraints for a TV series.
Yeah, you know. But and I think that Connor Story, the actor who plays Ilya, has come out and said that one of the scenes where he's in Russia and it's, you know, they're eating dinner after a funeral, and one of the nonas, one of the, you know, older actors in there was speaking to him in Russian. And he's like, I don't know Russian. And I guess that they had said to somebody else like, the way that he speaks Russian, I just assumed that, you know, he also spoke Russian. He's doing it so well. So, but I think that's also a testament to Connor's story for those who aren't familiar. I was not that familiar with him. I had seen that he was in the Joker Part 2. But seeing his other films on YouTube now of him speaking in French, and I mean, I don't know how much French he knows. I'm sure he knows enough to speak it in his roles, but I feel like he's one of those actors who has to be like a chameleon that can like hear accents and be like, okay, I know that, and can really adapt it, because there are some of those actors who do really well with accents.
Yeah. Like also the actor who plays Hollander does a good job of the Anglophone speaking French accent of like, which I am well accustomed of NHL players coming here and immediately like putting in the effort to learn French or learn conversational French, and but having a very specific accent while speaking it, so they can do interviews with the French media.
Listen, French is very similar to Spanish, which is my second language. I try to speak it with my in-laws. I'm very rusty, but I'm told that I speak it like an American, and I'm like, yeah, it's because I'm American. But anytime I've tried to like do French, there's just a part of because my accent is from New Jersey, right? I have a very like gruff mid New Jersey accent. There are certain words in French I cannot say.
Yeah.
I cannot. I feel like I'm gonna, you know, ignite my gag reflex. I don't know how y'all can do it.
Well, I legitimately have to switch between, like, I speak predominantly French. Like, my boss is Anglophone, so I can speak English with him. But like the rest of the managers there all speak French.
Yeah.
So like I have to like switch between the two all day, and like all the like delivery drivers I deal with are mostly French speaking.
Yeah, and is it true that in Quebec there are just specific towns that only speak French still?
Yeah, a lot of like, it's weird because like I'm born in it, but like it's people who visit Montreal are like, it really is French here. I'm like, yeah, it is. But like it also has like Anglophone-ish neighborhoods that you can get away with speaking English. Like there are, especially outside of Montreal, it gets very, very French. Like they will sort of give you a frustrated look and try to speak English to you. Like the second you try to say any word in French, they're like, they know right away the immediate switch. But yes, also the other thing, bringing it back around to pro wrestling, if you had to like, because I also happen to listen to Effie's podcast, and you brought it up with Effie on a question. If you had to make your own wrestling heated rivalry, like who would you cast, and like how would you do it? Like you've had to like think about it a little bit.
Okay, so here's the thing. There are plenty of rivals to best friend that happen in wrestling a lot. So I made myself a list. I narrowed it down, and here are a few of them, right?
Yeah.
The most obvious one, right, is Swerve and Hangman, right? Currently, we've seen that feud. I mean, there were chains involved. There was needles involved. Like,
they've shared fluids with each other. They've drank each other's blood a few times.
Yeah. They've been in each other's homes, and then it reads the speculation of, how do you know where I live? Did you steal my tax documentation, or have you been here before, type thing. And if I were to genuinely write a wrestling, MM romance, that would be my pick, is a character like Swerve and a character like Hangman, and how both of them, but here's the thing, both of them at one point during their careers have gone from babyface to heel, and then have returned kind of to babyface, depending on how the crowd is treating them. And with Hollander, like, he is babyface. If he were in wrestling, he would be white meat babyface.
Yeah.
Like John Cena type,
Captain
like
Canada.
never going back and forth. And Ilya would really be that true heel that gets under people's skin. So that's like the obvious one to me. The other one for me would be Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, because the trash talking that they had between themselves, and how Damian Priest interrupted, Mysterious Third coming around WrestleMania a few years ago, where he freaking cashed in on Drew, finally getting his moment. Like, imagine if they were in a romance and they went back to their hotels, and he's like, what the hell, man? Can't believe that you would do that. You would ruin my moment like that. Yeah. That's hot. That's hot. And they would look so cute together too.
Oh, absolutely. I would posit two people who, despite both being happily married with children, whose careers, like, if they were in love, would perfectly match up with Hollander and Ilya, and that'd be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yes.
Like, the people who came up together, who everyone thought they're both going to be the big star. One gets signed before the other. Like, they still have that internal sort of competition. Like, Kevin Owens being like sad that he has to watch Sammy go up to live like his dream before him while being in love with each other.
and really stealing his moment of finally winning the title in
Yeah.
NXT. I mean, that's something I'll never forget because that's when I was watching NXT.
Yeah. Oh, that brought me into NXT.
Such a great moment. I like that one. And then them having to coexist like at the All-Star game when they had to tag team together. I mean,
yeah, and them finding their way back to each other. And then after having like Sammy betray him, like Sammy betrayed Kevin by going with the bloodline.
Absolutely. Which I don't want that storyline to be done. I really want Kevin Owens to come back. I mean, neck injuries are a duty and do take time. But I need to see them battle together again.
Like I think sometime this year, Sammy's going to win one of the heavyweight titles for at least a bit, and like I need him to fight over it one time. Like hopefully he's able to get to like you said, no one knows with neck injuries. Like we had Edge and Bryan Danielson, who we thought we'd never see again, and then you got Big E, who we probably will never see again because like he's done. Like you never know. Like it's always an inch or centimeter away. So like hopefully he is at least bare minimum pain free, but hopefully he can come back and continue the story.
And I do want to say, as someone who I mean, I only played college sports, so I didn't play professional sports, but that level and care of your own body and to know like it could have been over in just a moment. I ended my career in basketball by tearing my Achilles tendon and going, I don't want to come back from this because the rehab alone for an Achilles tear injury, having to get surgery, having to basically learn how to walk again.
Yeah.
And one wrong move from a surgeon, you could have, tinnitus, you could have nerve, all of these things of, I can't wear high heels at all. And because it makes everything tingly still.
Yeah.
And even with rehab and all of that, like I imagine that for a neck is very different. And we also really don't want them to end up like one of my favorites, Kurt Angle, which if you've seen a video of him from the back.
Yeah.
That man should never have wrestled after all those surgeries. It's scary.
Yeah. Like the amount of damage they take over time and like, especially the competitive thing of like, you want to get back and you can't. Like I played high school sports and like house league soccer my entire life, like up to I was like 25, 26. And like the worst injury I suffered was like I tore a muscle in one of my legs playing soccer. Like and that was brutal. Yeah, that like it was literally so weird because like it was legitimate. Like I almost felt like I had a stroke sort of because I couldn't dive to one side. So I was a keeper. I was a goalie.
Oh my god! Oh,
like I couldn't play. Like it was so weird. But yeah, like that. I like because I wasn't playing professionally. I just took a little time off. Then like I had time. Yeah. Then my wrestling season started. So like I was,
of course,
like it wasn't too bad, but like. Yeah, like I remember having to wrestle on it too. But yeah, Collins, this has been so much fun.
This has been.
Appreciate you hanging out with me. Plug all you're on like 30 different podcasts at this point. Like just your bio is so long.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of things. So if you're watching this, hi, hello, my name is Auntie Collins. I do a lot of content creation, a little here, a little there. You can find me anywhere there is social media _queer auntie. I'm really trying to boost up my Twitch, get on everybody else's level. I've been setting up more things so that I can stream other games other than The Sims 4, which I really love The Sims. But I stream usually Thursdays through Mondays, which one of my podcasts comes out on Mondays called The Peak Millennials Podcast. So if you're like me and you love nostalgia, it is me and my someone I knew in high school. We rode the same bus. We were in the same everything, but we just didn't click until after we left high school, which that can happen. But now,
do you know what? Although they broke up, do you know Jesus and Miro? That is literally the story of them, where they were in high school together, didn't know each other, and just found each other on Twitter.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But that's the thing. That's kind of what happens is you go, hey, we're very similar. And now we live very close to each other. And we have our little podcast. It comes out on Mondays on all podcast platforms. And our video does go up on YouTube. I also, on a little bit of a hiatus, but we do have the Honor Ramble podcast over at our local establishment. And I have a show starting up over on Fightful Overbooked, where also my other show, Wrestling Made Me Cry, is with my co-host Kylie Wrestling. But I have another show coming up, and it's called Coast to Coast, and it's going to be with JPJ over on Fightful Overbooked. So stay locked in. Put that notification bell on so you know when I'm going live. But Thursdays through Mondays, I'm just cranking out stuff. So be sure to join for all the wrestling and non-wrestling content.
Yeah. Again, I appreciate you so much.
Yes, thank you
for hanging out. This has been great. You can follow me at CartCNDG on all socials, and I'll be back here next week. We'll probably be setting up the Royal Rumble, and I'm debating going to the fucking Saturday main event, but I'm probably not. I don't know. I don't care for WWE that much, but it's here, and I'm definitely going to run into a wrestler outside of my work when I'm going home because they're just trying to grab coffee. Honestly, it was so weird seeing Becky and Seth as just straight up parents. The juxtaposition of them there, like struggling with a car seat and a coffee in one hand.
Did you read her book?
I have. I started reading it. I was like, I'm a few chapters in.
So there's a full chapter on the SmackDown where they were in Seattle.
Yeah. Because
it's where her and Seth kind of got together. And let me tell you, it snowed that day. Okay.
Yeah.
We are making our way to the venue. I'm freaking out because I don't like snow. I don't trust the hills here. It's a whole big piece. I saw Becky and who I thought was Seth because he was under a hood and all the things at a little coffee shop. And it's mentioned in the book. I did not think one thing of it. I just went, "Oh, cute! That's fun. People are enjoying my city." And it comes out that that's when they started.
They should have put you in the mentions, like shout out to Collins for not snitching, for being a real one and not snitching,
not snitching, not telling the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
I saw Becky. This is now Gossip Girl of like, I just saw Becky Lee. That would have been really cute though. So, but yeah.
Again, thank you for your time. That is the show for this week. We will be back here at 12 p.m. next week at a regular time. See everybody. Bye.